Karen Wu, the dancer, the surgeon, latterly the humanitarian aid worker who fell in love with Afghanistan. Her career had been impressive but also unconventional. She left school at 16 against her parents' wishes to train as a dancer in London. At 21, her dream was to be a doctor. She graduated and worked as a surgeon. Disillusioned with the NHS, she took her passion for medicine to Afghanistan to bring medical help to people cut off in some of the remotest areas of a war-torn country. I met Karen's fiance Paddy Smith at her flat in London earlier today. Paddy, describe to me how you and Karen first met.
In March, just before St Patrick's Day, in Kabul you often pick up ailments and you just carry them generally. But this one had been going on for a bit too long, so I thought it's time to go to the doctors, and walked in and there she was. And we chatted for about 10 minutes before she actually got round to doing the examination. But she invited me at that time to a St Patrick's Day party. Became friends very quickly, and then a relationship developed within a couple of weeks.
How do you date in Kabul?
There's a term, locationship, whereby people are dating because there's nothing better to do and they're in the same place. So trying to find a true relationship over there is very difficult.
And how soon did you know it wasn't a locationship?
Well, very quickly I got to know Karen. It was just, everything was so easy. Nothing took any effort. And our goals seemed to match each other. Our sort of dreams, our aspirations were similar. And we seemed to complement each other. And I would say within about 3 weeks of starting to go out, I knew that this is the person I wanted to grow old with and have children with.
When did she first start talking about the trek to Nuristan?
The leader of the expedition, Tom Little, wrote an email to her and said, well, why not come as the team doctor? And so once that email came through, we had a discussion, and she said, well, this is what I'm being offered. What do you think? And obviously there's going to be a sort of thought, that Nuristan is risky, but when you look into it, the way they were going to do it, the organisation, IAM, their experience in the country, the risk didn't seem too great, and I thought, and as she did, that it'd be the adventure of a lifetime. And
you were in constant text contact through her trip?
Yeah.
And at what point did you first realise something could have gone wrong?
She'd been texting me twice a day, morning and night. In the morning, just to let me know that everything had been fine during the night, and then in the evening when they stopped, she would send me the GPS coordinates of where they were. But then on Friday morning, when I didn't hear, I was concerned enough to go and report her missing to the British Embassy. And after that, it all happened very quickly. I got a phone call from an old friend who worked as a security officer at the embassy to ask for details, and then about an hour later he called me back and told me that bodies had been found in southern Badakhshan. What do you think happened? What's your understanding of who was behind this? I know that it wasn't a robbery, and I know that they weren't lined up and shot, and they weren't lined up and murdered. It happened very quickly. My guess is, but the method which was used was very efficient, very swift. So I'm guessing that it was a group of Wahhabis, a group of extremists. When you think in your head for a reason or an explanation as to why this happened, what do you come back to? I don't even start to go there, because it becomes very negative, and it makes me very angry. There was no reason. And she had sent her wedding vows to you just... Yeah, a couple of weeks actually. It was probably about 10 days before she was murdered. What was her passion, her driving motivation, if there was one? I think it was finding that new challenge, and she met every challenge head on, and tried to make sure that the obstacles that were in her way got demolished as she sort of pushed through them. Karen Wu's fiance Paddy Smith talking to me this afternoon. Let me just take you through the front of tomorrow's papers. What's been called hack
activists have been hacking into a credit card company, possibly in revenge for PayPal cutting off payments to the WikiLeaks website. They think it wasn't WikiLeaks, but supporters of. The same story in The Independent. WikiLeaks versus the machine. Is it a response to the US government? The Financial Times has the same one. The US Treasury is hit by the biggest sell-off since Lehman collapsed, and Daily Telegraph. Not much time. That's all from Newsnight tonight, but Kirsty is here tomorrow with the latest on the tuition fee vote and protests from all of us here. Good night.